Most of us picture the money in our bank accounts resting safely in a vault, waiting for us to use it. We operate under the assumption that hard work and traditional savings are the primary drivers of financial security. But for the vast majority, that bank account is actually a leak. Banks utilize a system called fractional reserve lending, a banking practice where only a small fraction of bank deposits are backed by actual cash on hand and available for withdrawal, while the rest is lent out. They use your capital to issue multiple loans, collecting massive interest while paying you a fraction of a percent. This setup restricts your ownership. Daily limits and activity reports mean you only have conditional permission to access your money. The financial system operates exactly as the architects intended. It extracts value from the unaware saver to enrich the institution. Beyond banking fees, your wealth faces a second threat: inflation driven by relentless government money printing. This chart shows how storing money in a traditional vault guarantees a loss of purchasing power over time. As the money supply expands, your savings quietly die. You are losing wealth simply by standing still. While most people focus on micromanaging these failing accounts, a massive redistribution is occurring as global finance shifts from centralized banks to decentralized networks. Staying within the traditional system ensures a steady decline. The only path to preservation is opting out and positioning for this new economic infrastructure. Wealth transfers are predictable historical events that occur whenever the underlying economic technology shifts. During the Industrial Revolution, those who controlled the new factory infrastructure accumulated massive wealth, while laborers traded their limited time for subsistence wages. We saw it again in the 1990s. Those who recognized the internet's potential early captured trillions in value, while those who dismissed it as a fad were left behind. Capital inevitably moves from those who cling to old systems to those who embrace the new infrastructure first. To navigate this, you have to understand the three groups operating in today's economy: the 1%, the 5%, and the 90%. The 90% are the unaware majority. They work hard but remain blind to the systems extracting their value. They wait for mainstream proof before they act, and by the time the crowd moves, the opportunity has vanished. The 1% are the architects, central bankers and legislators who write the rules. They understand that systems and ownership generate wealth, not labor. The 5% are the aware positioners. They don't build the global systems, but they pay attention to where the 1% are moving and take action before the masses do. Joining the 1% requires massive capital, but moving from the exploited 90% into the empowered 5% is a matter of choosing to act on new information. Right now, that information points toward the decentralization revolution. We are shifting away from centralized finance, where banks control your money, toward decentralized networks for true custody of your assets. This relies on blockchain ledgers, dollar-pegged stablecoins, and automated smart contracts to bypass middlemen entirely. The infrastructure is already live. Bitcoin has surpassed $100,000, and institutional giants like BlackRock have already moved into position while the public remains distracted. You are choosing between two realities: a legacy system of permission-based accounts or a new world of financial sovereignty and global leverage. Wealth transfers do not wait for you to be ready, and the window to position yourself early is closing rapidly. Within a decade, the financial gap between the 90% who hesitated and the 5% who moved will be insurmountable. You can remain a victim of the 1%'s architecture, or you can embrace the unfamiliar and step into the 5%. True ownership begins when you stop waiting for permission and start positioning yourself for the future.